So please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here? Is this is this really happening? You met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Richter, Arnold, okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How do you do it? Teach me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile. Smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny
All
and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are all doing well out there. It is Saturday night. Yes, it is Saturday night. We got a lot of things to talk about this evening. I'm so happy that you guys are starting to file in on this Saturday night. Okay, so do me a favor before we jump all into this mess, into these conversations and whatnot. It is the weekend, so yes, we're not talking about like bombings in Afghanistan or anything crazy like that today. We're taking a little bit of a break from all the craziness and we're talking about one topic and one topic only. We got to talk about this whole situation that's going on with PJ Washington and Brittany Renner. And Brittany Renner just came out with a video responding to this issue. We got to talk about it. We do. Because I feel like it's giving women a bad name. I'm going to be real. That's what I'm going to say. I said it. I said it out loud. We're going to jump into it. But before we get into all this stuff, please do me a favor, hit that like button, get that like button hit, all right? We working hard out here in these streets. I don't have to be on today. Real talk, I don't. But I wanted to come on because this was itching me. You know what I'm saying? This conversation was really itching me. Really wanted to get this conversation going. Real talk, okay? So also, for those of y'all who are just filing in and just getting to know about this gooey goodness called The Pascal Show, please crush that subscribe button, nuke it. Hit it so hard that you break the screen of your phone, all right? Crush that subscribe button. That'd be really, really appreciated, all right? So, of course, we got to get into the conversation. We got to get into this situation right here as we speak, all right? But we do have somebody very, very special. We have two very special people on with me today, all right? I have Ayunde and I have Trezia, if I'm correct, right? Trezia?
Yes, it's correct.
Trezia.
Hey, are you hearing us okay?
Yes, I can hear you just fine, man. Good evening to both y'all. Good, man. Good. Trezia, just so I know, where are you from originally?
In Mexico City.
Right on. You're Mexican. Right on. Right on. Right on. Thank you so much for jumping on and being a part of this very, very
pleasure. My pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being on this very interesting conversation that we are about to be having here. Very, very shortly. So we gotta talk about this whole situation with Brittany Renner, PJ Washington. Okay, so Ayunde knows a little bit about this, but Trezia, do you know anything about this whole situation with PJ Washington and Brittany Renner?
Well, I think she only wants the money.
Okay, so you know what's going on. All right, bet. So here's the thing, okay? So there's a situation to the family as well, to the fam. There's a situation that's been going on as of recently revolving around the relationship that PJ Washington had with Brittany Renner. Now, apparently people are saying, you know, that she finessed him, got him to get her knocked up so that she can secure this bag. I mean, we're looking at, I think if I'm correct, something along the lines of $200,000 a month in child support that he has to pay Brittany Renner. Now, she's gotten a whole lot of backlash over this ish, a whole lot of backlash. All right. And recently, as of I think 4 days ago, she came out with a video. We got to take a look at it. Let's check it out.
To hear this, but stand your ground. It's sacred. So when you stand your ground, you stand in your truth. When you stand in your truth, you stand in your power. And when you stand in your power, come to a place where I've just accepted that my light is so bright that it causes all of the roaches to scatter in places they thought they could hide. It's just me being me. It just causes such an uproar. Like, loving yourself is such a rebellious act these days, you know? But I'm here to tell you, I am so not sorry.
Okay, so there you have it. There's the video in itself. This is her response to all the backlash she's been getting lately, y'all, because she scooped up a bag. She finessed the dude. He was young, a young kid, just fresh out of college, or she was actually talking to him while he was in college, making a name for himself as PJ Washington. He signed some deal, went off to play. She kept her hooks in that bee. Okay, she kept her hooks up in that dude, finessed him to do the deed, bring a child into the world so she could. And now everybody's thinking the baby is just so she can secure the bag. And this is her response to all of this backlash. So, Hyundai, I gotta know what you think about this whole situation. What are your thoughts on this, bruh?
Well, first and foremost, let me start by saying that the Jezebel spirit is in full effect. Before we get into it, the most frightening part of this is that she has over 4 million followers. And I can guarantee you that majority of them are young, impressionable girls that are modeling themselves after this predatory strategy to basically secure the bag. And what she did is actually, it's actually a classic strategy. But what she did is she did the how can I say it? Normally, the way this would work when the father is in the household and the mother and the father are married and that relationship is intact, is that the parents would encourage the daughter to go to college to scout for a husband. That's how women first started coming to college. Plenty of women are going to want to argue that. But the reality is, when parents were encouraging their daughters to go to college initially, it was to find husbands and to find them early before they graduated so they could basically sink their claws in. So the difference in what she's doing is that there's no longevity in it. She basically is praymantising the dude. She didn't actually go to college, but she started scouting him while he was in college.
Word.
And instead of marrying him and staying with him and basically extracting the resources, what she did was praymantis him and just took the resources along with the child. So she basically just kind of tweaked an older strategy and just did it in a little bit more of a disingenuous way. But let's be for real, women have been doing this for many, many, many decades. They've been scouting guys early, seeing the potential and saying, all right, I'm gonna get him to marry me, and I'm gonna be able to lay back and enjoy the lifestyle that this elite dude can provide, basically.
You know what to me it feels a little bit more like it's not, I mean, it is part of what she's saying, but to add the sprinkles on top and cherry on top to this whole thing is the evil laugh that she's doing throughout the entire thing. Like she's like this wicked witch of the West type thing. It's so weird. I don't get it. And for me, when I look at that, it just makes me feel rotten to the core. And then on top of that, her sitting there saying, oh yeah, my light is so bright that it just, it scatters all over where the cockroaches go to crawl out to hide out.
Different type of light, though, brother.
Say again, what?
She's talking about different type of light. She's talking about that Luciferian light, is what she's talking about.
Word. Trezia, what are your thoughts on this? Speaking from a female perspective, do you think that this whole situation with PJ Washington and all that, is it giving women a bad look right now?
Yes, I think yes, because I think women don't need to do that. I don't know. I won't do that. I don't know. My English is not as good as.
No, we understand.
Oh, you're doing great. You're doing great. I mean, here it is. Then you are one of the many, because I'm not going to sit here and say that there are not great, amazing, well thought women out there. You see what I'm saying? In no way, shape, or form am I here trying to bash women in general, but there are a certain type of woman and a certain type of men out there too that are exactly like this woman right here.
It's a sport for her. You got to understand, it's a sport for her, and basically this is her champions season. You know, she's tried things like this many times with other celebrities, and they saw her for what she was, and they just went ahead and got their ride, and they went about their business. But this time she caught somebody that was young and impressionable, and I think what she realized is that she needed to pace herself. I really think she looks at this like a sport, like a profession. And I think she went back and she watched the tape and she said, this is where I messed up with Trey Songz. This is where I messed up with Kaepernick. This is where, you see what I'm saying? I think she kind of said, all right, this is what I got to get a guy that has less experience. I got to get a guy that's young and impressionable. And I have to take my time with it. I have to pace it. So she probably really convinced this guy that she actually liked him. She probably got him to feel sorry for her in certain ways. And he's making a mistake for the first time around. It happens. What I want to know is, where was the guidance? Where was his father? Where was his mentor when he was getting set up?
You want to know something? This is my thought here, okay? And so give me a second here, because I feel like when you are 18 years old, right? You're playing ball, you're doing your thing, you're kicking ass, taking names, you're making a name for yourself, right? You see this woman that has dated some big names out there, right? You're 18 years old. You're not NBA status yet. You are NBA hopeful, but you're not there yet. But you see this girl and she's smiling at you and all that. You see her IG and all that stuff. You get blinded by the light. You get blinded.
She probably has more followers than him. I'm sure she had more followers.
So when you see something like that, you're going, oh my God, this girl's so fine, blah, 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 all this stuff. Now, let's click it over and drag it over to his friends and family. Let's go. So he goes, brings her out. He's doing his thing. First, when they first start courting, start talking to each other and everything, I guarantee you his dad's giving him like the high five and going, damn, good job, son. You know what I mean? That's a keeper right there. His friends are sitting there going, bro, yo, I've seen her IG. Yo, man, dope, bruh. All this stuff. So you got all these men that are probably not used to that kind of attention that are also, lighting him up. Gassing him up, saying, hey, man, this girl's fly as hell. Congratulations, yo. Damn. I've been watching her IG since day one. You see what I'm saying?
She cleans up well.
Yeah. I mean, she's in covers of magazines. She does photo shoots, all that stuff. She looks good on camera.
But I can't feel sorry for him. I mean, the chick wrote a book. She wrote a book about all the celebs that she slept with. I mean, this isn't public knowledge. You shouldn't want a girl that's been passed around at all, let alone a girl that's been passed around with a bunch of celebs. So I think he should have known that was out of his league. And I mean, I'm pretty sure she didn't even give him the opportunity to smash and dash. I think she really set him up slow. I think they were probably dating and hanging out. And he wasn't getting no butt, and she was setting him up for the fall. And I mean, it's obvious now, because as soon as she married him, she took the baby and bounced. So she invested on the front end, because you got to look at it from her perspective. In her mind, she earned this money because she invested more in him than she's probably ever in any other man. Just based on the just on the time frame. And like I said, she did all of that on the front end. And then as soon as she had that baby, she said, all right, I got it. It's time to go. The meal ticket is signed. That money's coming regardless. And I mean, we're having this discussion because I want to just basically throw around, some ideas and get some insight and look at it from a non-biased perspective. I don't really care about him as an individual or her as an individual. What I want to focus on is the Jezebel spirit and how it's becoming far too popular and accepted. And what that's going to do is it's going to ruin our women on a whole, because you're going to have a whole generation of women coming up with this mentality, and it's glorified, and it's very intentional, is what I want people to understand. This is not an accident or mistake. These women are engineered. They're socially engineered. The Kim Kardashians, all these women, the elites know exactly what they're doing. You can find this in the Bible, so you already know this is a tale as old as time. And this persona has been with us probably as long as man has been writing. Since we've been writing on tablets till now, this type of energy, this type of woman has existed, and some of the greatest men in history have been brought down by this type of entity. So we need to really be careful with this and identify it for what it is. It's not really about Brittany. It's about the Jezebel spirit. And shout out to the coach game, man. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, because I've read a lot about the Jezebel spirit, but I know he's up on it too. And I kind of used his pre-mantis phrase, so I got to give him credit for it.
It's very true. I feel like what really sucks about this even more is that she has 4 million plus followers on her IG. She's got her own YouTube channel and all that. She's written books. And what's crazy is that there is an audience out there that is willing to consume that, or are also looking at her and fantasizing about these opportunities, which is really, really sad as well, and shouldn't be right. The fact that she is going in, found this kid like he's a stock. She found him, started investing her time, maybe a little bit of money, but mostly her time, right? Then as soon as she got the baby, she cashed out and walked out the damn dough. You see what I'm saying? So what sucks is that this is the kind of mentality that is being shot out here, put out into the zeitgeist as something as the norm, that it's okay. The fact that she is sitting there going on her videos, and now she's getting trolled really hard. I know she's getting roasted really hard on that particular video right now, because you know what? I do believe that we do live in a world where the good will always overcome evil. That's just what I think. That's why she's getting such negative backlash, because people are seeing this and going, that ain't right. What she's doing and what she said is wrong. And she just exposed her ass. Real talk. It was like she did the villain talk, the villain monologue before she gets caught. You know what I'm saying? It's bad. And she just exposed her own ass, and she showed what her intentions were within that video. But Trezia, I got to ask you, as far as looking at that video, I know that that it is, that she was there for the money, right? But as far as a woman who is watching this and hearing men like myself and Allende talking about this, what do you say about this? What do you think in regards to that?
Did not get in love with him. I think you can have both things. The money and love. Maybe. I think she did not love him.
Yeah, they could have had a beautiful family and a beautiful
life with
lifestyle.
him.
Yeah,
I think that.
Yeah.
Personal opinion.
Yeah.
Not getting in love with him.
Right. I do believe that there's a possibility. I think that, I mean, maybe I'm old school, or I still believe in those fairy tale ideas, but I do believe that you can still love somebody. You can still love somebody and make money, and make a lot of money. I do believe that. I believe that
I think she's past
7 figures and have great sex with somebody that you actually can tolerate or are actually deeply in love with. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, Allende.
I just think she's past that. You know what I mean? I think that she's had far too many partners. I think she's been used and discarded far too many times. I think part of her feels that she deserves this because of what other men have done to her. And I think that she's just, she's had a life of a lot of abuse. I mean, listen, this is something that isn't spoken about. It's not touched on, but it's a reality. Majority of beautiful women, gorgeous women, they were very cute girls. And when they grew up without fathers, which is the majority of them, they were taken advantage of. They were preyed on. I mean, let's face it, there's 360, how many days in a year? So from the age of 12 to 18, if you really think that all of the sexual encounters that young girls had were like consensual and they were appropriate, and they were with guys that were age appropriate, I really doubt that. I think that when girls are very, very attractive and they're young, and they don't have a father figure, they don't have a father to protect them, I think they're vulnerable. And I think they have so much time. It's just a matter of time before somebody gets to them. Somebody touches them. Somebody does something. And it's really downhill from there. And it's just something that we don't speak about. But I do speak to women like that. And there was a time in my life where I really just started surveying, and I was like, wow, the amount of women that have opened up and told me that they were molested, that they were touched on, whether it be someone in the school, someone in the family, uncles, stepfathers, whatever the case may be. The point I'm trying to make is you got to think about this realistically. If a woman is beautiful, she didn't become beautiful a year or two ago. She was cute when she was 11. She was cute when she was 12. And there are a lot of creeps out there. So, girls like her, when they end up in strip clubs or in the sex industry doing porn, OnlyFans, all these type of things, really their thought process is somebody has already taken this from me. So if I can get paid for it now, you know, on my terms, in their mind, that's a win. You understand what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
they've already been exploited that way. And to me, she just fits that protocol. She just seems to check all the boxes of the women that I've spoken to that have told me these type of you know, experiences in their youth.
Absolutely. I think when it comes to it, it's like, you know, I think we live in a time where, I mean, we still do. I mean, we've always been living in this time where aesthetics go a long way, right? If you are conventionally beautiful, you know, if you check all the boxes of what is in the confines of what beauty is, then you can do videos fine. Um, but at the same time, I do think that you can still be a beautiful person on the outside, but just rotten to the core on the
Oh
inside.
yeah, and that's what it is. Yeah.
And those intentions that you might have, you know, doesn't matter. You know, if you have those wrong intentions, then you got something. You really need to find something. You know what I mean? You really need to start talking to somebody, find faith, something.
Well,
because at the end of the day, it's because at the end of the day, it's only going to your true self is only going to come out. Your true self is only going to be shown in the light, like this particular video. And she has other videos too where she's showing her ass. Like she really is showing, not physically showing her ass, but actually showing her true self. And it's disgusting. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I really think to her it's a sport, man. She plays it like it's a game, and right now she feels like she's the MVP. And I mean, no matter what we say or what anybody else says, right now she's paid. Okay, only less than 7% of the population can make 200 grand a year. She's looking at 200 grand a month. So it don't matter what your opinion is, man. She is laughing all the way to the bank. I'll tell you that right now. But I think when you're dealing with women like that, if you were to show them love, if you were to show them real understanding, forgiveness, compassion, all those type of things, they would run for the hills, man. She doesn't know what that looks like, and that's gonna frighten her. That's gonna scare her. So the saddest part though, she took the man's child. I mean, money aside, she took the man's child, and that's screwed up because it's new life. You know what I mean? That kid is innocent, and already it's starting off on a bad foot because it's bad enough that kid's not gonna have the father in his life. But then look at the type of mother that he's going to be reduced to being raised by. And it's a matter of time before he's literate. Once he's literate, somebody puts that book in his hands. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. I think that I agree with what you just said in the very beginning. The saddest part of it all is that she is holding the baby hostage, basically. She's dangling the baby right in front of him like a carrot, you know, so she can get what she wants. And I just don't know how somebody like that can live with themselves. That's just my personal opinion. How do you live like that? How can you wake up and look at yourself in the mirror every day, knowing that that's what you're doing with the child and with the person that made that child with you? But Allende,
I think that she really feels like the world has mistreated her, men have mistreated her, right? I think she feels that she's entitled. I think she feels like she took. You know what? Because this is the thing you got to understand. You know how you have that term like dick envy? I believe that a lot of women do resent men for having certain potential, and you also have to understand when it comes to women, the way their brains are set up, they only notice the men that they're interested in. So what happens is they're looking at 20% of the population acting like that represents all men. So in her mind, she's like, screw him because he can just go play a game. He can go play with a ball. He can literally go play with a ball and make millions of dollars.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of women that actually resent men for having those areas in life where they can excel to that extent. And it's like, what would a woman have to do to be able to match that? You look at how many players we have in the NBA. You ain't got that many Kim Kardashians. You don't have that many women. And it's like, look how they have to make the money. They have to make the money exploiting their sexuality, or they have to become the biggest actress you've ever heard of. And we already know that involves the casting couch. So I think a lot of women hate the fact that at the end of the day, no matter what industry you're talking about, there's a man that's the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper is a man. So Whether you want to be in movies, you want to be in the music industry, whatever you want to be, it's going to require your sexuality, and it's probably going to have to. You're probably going to have to pay that ticket price, and we know what that ticket price is. So I think a lot of women are very hateful and resentful because of that. And when they do destructive things like this, they don't feel guilt or remorse because they feel like, you know what? I've been hurt. I've been taken advantage of. I've been exploited. So what if I do it to a man?
Yeah, you know, that's a good theory. That's definitely a good theory. I mean, yes, men do have a lot more access to making more money in many, many different genres of work. Like I said, somebody can throw a ball, you know, dribble a ball, and they could, like you just said, scoop a couple billion bags with ease. But you know, that is something that's still something that is building on the women's side as far as like the WNBA and the sort. So you definitely have a point there.
If they ever pay female athletes what they pay male athletes,
hell to the no.
We got to gift it to them. They're not earning it. Let's be for real. They're not selling no tickets.
Not yet, at least, right? Right? You know,
okay, we'll see.
Maybe in time. Maybe in time. Maybe in time. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, women don't even want to see women play sports.
Right. I gotta.
I want to see women play sports, bro.
Well, I mean, you know, people still watch women do gymnastics. People still watch track and field. Women doing those sports and those things. So I want to
give you an example.
Like that going. Real quick, hold that thought. I got a super chat I want to do really quick. It's been sitting on the screen for a while. Thank you, Jesse Williams, for the $2 super chat. It really does mean a lot. And this is for you, Ayunde. He says, "I'm glad brother Ayunde is getting this exposure." Boom. Thank you so much, Jesse Williams, for the $2 super chat. Okay, you were saying, my brother.
Yeah, I don't remember the young lady's name, but there was a female NASCAR driver, right? She was beautiful. She was hot. And the crazy thing is, I think she was like in a top 8 or something like that. She wasn't like winning, but she was still up there. She was doing pretty damn good for a racer, you know, regardless of gender. And the crazy thing is, she retired from racing and decided to do OnlyFans. She made more money on OnlyFans than she made as a NASCAR racer. It's just like, hey, man, I get it. It's tough. Women cannot escape where their value lies. Unfortunately, their value lies in their looks, man. It is what it is.
Danica Patrick, the blind archer, Danica Patrick. Yeah, she. And what sucks is that, yeah, you know, unfortunately, sex sells, and we of course put the female figure or form on way up on a pedestal. I mean, if this guy was like, you know, like a Tyson Beckford type, you know what I'm saying, and he said, "Oh, I'm doing an OnlyFans," everybody would flock. But if it was just some regular dude,
he's actually a good friend of mine.
If PJ Washington went up and said, "Yo, I'm doing an OnlyFans," ain't nobody going to that. I'm just
no. Tyson Beckford couldn't even do OnlyFans right now.
You know what I mean? So it's
nobody cares.
So there's the yin and the yang. You know what I'm saying? But Allende, thank you so much for jumping on. I know you got some things to do, so I'm going to let you go now. But I appreciate you. Can you tell everybody where they can go follow you or go hit that subscribe button at?
Yeah, man. Come over to Authentic Alphas. Come check us out. We got a bunch of things going on real soon. I'm collaborating with so many damn people, man. All these young, talented black guys in the manosphere right now. We're all supporting each other. That's what we're standing by right now. That's one of my goals I've had for many years. And who would have thought that I'd be in a position to actually push that agenda? But right now, we want to see the black manosphere come together and support each other as young brothers trying to make a difference. So support us in that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So guys, go Authentic Alphas. Go crush that subscribe button over there when you get some time. All right. But again, Allende, thank you so much for being on. I really do.
Thanks for having me, man.
Trezia, nice to meet you as well, sweetheart.
Me too.
Enjoy Mexico, brother.
All right.
Talk to you soon. Peace. So, you know, there you go with his side of the story. Now, here's the thing, guys, or his thoughts on this story. Here's the thing. I'm going to be opening up the phone lines or the video line. Love to hear your thoughts on this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? So don't be shy. Jump on in. The water is warm. Hopefully the other videos will. Okay, there we go. There we go. There it is. All right. So it is pinned to the top of the chat. Love to hear your thoughts on all this. Wait a second. There it is. Okay. Now it's officially pinned to the top. I'm doing a quick conversation with you guys. I'm only going to be on for this 1 hour. Unfortunately, it is Saturday. I got some things to do tonight, but Of course, I wanted to open up the phone lines or the chat lines and hear your thoughts on this whole situation with Brittany Renner. So please hit that link, jump on in. Let's talk about this. Let's get a conversation moving on this situation. No pressure. And Tyler, thank you. Tyler Hackner, thank you. Thank you for the talks and conversations that are needed. Hey, we're trying to make things happen, open up the conversation, open up the platform so we can all talk about a whole bunch of stuff. And I see a whole bunch of y'all, over 100 plus people, over 140 something people in the chat right now. Please do me that favor. Hit that like button down below. I'd love to see it go past 100. That would really mean a lot to me. So please take the time, hit that like button real quick. That would mean a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm stopping my busy schedule so I could jump on and chop it up with you guys, hear your thoughts about this. Like I said, this was eating away at me, man. This was really eating away at me. And I'm like, you know what? I need to talk about this. We need to open it up, have a conversation with the fam, see your thoughts on this and all that. You know what I'm saying? So please do me a favor and hit that link above on the pinned at the top of the chat, and let's get this conversation going, man. Let's pop it off with some real stuff. You know what I mean? Let's chop it up real quick. Y'all are funny. We got Darktron69 in the house. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How's your day?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Crazy. I've been following this. Give me a second. Sorry about that.
You good?
I've been following it for quite a bit, and it's pretty. I feel it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
But taking advantage on somebody that's making a lot of money, and in his sense, he should have got himself a prenup before this whole thing started, and looked at her background, what she was doing, And the thing is, it's kind of a shame that this has been going on for a long time in our culture, and it's kind of sad, people take advantage of other people, and it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but at the same time, I'll say this. The reason why I'm bringing it out is because I feel like it is a conversation that is, especially with her video, right? With that response video, it really does show how certain people think, especially, sorry to say this, ladies, but especially women who feel like they have beauty privilege, just because that they're beautiful, just because they aesthetically look good, that suddenly it's okay for them to act a certain way. And I feel like the same thing with men who are high value, or men who have a lot of money, or men who have options, right? They automatically think that they can treat certain people a certain way. Swindling people like this is wrong. I got Lady Justice on the line too. What's up, Lady Justice?
You got an irritated Lady Justice on the line right now.
Okay, come on with it.
So I am not condoning anything that Brittany Renner did. I think that anyone that abuses people and uses people and manipulates people are just not good human beings, period.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to get that out of the way. But
are you irritated?
I'm irritated because I'm sitting here thinking, like, we always have men throw out these terms like the Jezebel or the modern women, or women do this, or they blame women. And they don't sit here and think that men, like Pioneer has said earlier, and I was thinking about, men have been doing this and women have been doing this for centuries. It's like, what the hell do people think courtesans are? They were women who were the partners, the side pieces of noblemen, of wealthier merchants, of kings, of emperors. True. Like this has been going on for ages. And if you were beautiful, that was the currency. Like, this is nothing new. And I don't remember if I heard it earlier. I think I did. It was on your other show, where you had someone come on and you were talking about kind of like manosphere views, and it was this thought of don't hate the player, hate the game. Well, guess what? When it comes to women, don't hate the player, hate the game. That's exactly how I'm feeling right now. What's good for the goose has to be good for the gander. And if it's not good for the goose and not good for the gander, then I'm really tired of men holding these views that hold women to this double standard. I said, because it's like a double-edged sword. It doesn't matter. Men hold women to the currency of beauty. The beauty aesthetic is what women have to exchange. Men choose these women because they're beautiful. They don't look for values. Well, the men I'm referring to are the men who say that women's currency has to be exchanged. Not all men. Let me just be very clear about that. But we'll bring Kevin Samuel's view into this. What's your dress size?
Right.
How much do you weigh?
Right.
You know, like, are you a feminine woman? Like all of these things. And I feel like it just destroys the relationship or the ability to have a relationship between men and women. And it continues to perpetuate and create these hazards to society. More so when we use terms like Jezebel, guess what? For most people, guess who the woman is that comes to mind? Black women. It is the most misogynoir comment that I could have possibly heard ever on this channel. And to me, it just sucks because we need a balance when we have conversations like this. Because like I said, I'm not here to defend Brittany Renner, but if people are going to continue to say that beauty is the number one currency, then how can you fault Brittany for using that currency and knowing that it's going to rope a man in?
So,
and I'm not, all I'm saying is I'm just playing the devil's advocate here.
Fair
for
enough.
that sake, is that bad men do these things to manipulate women,
Exactly.
and bad women do these things to manipulate men. Yes,
here's
go
the
ahead.
thing, Lady Justice. This is my thing. All right. Now, as far as Jezebel, I didn't know that this was a misogynoir, nor did that word come out of my mouth.
No,
but
it
now
didn't.
that I know that, there we go. But the thing is if somebody's going to go and do this thing, right? If somebody's going to go out of their way to do a video and do all this ha ha ha, like this some evil laugh, evil witch of the West type of situation, regardless if it's a man or a woman, we would be on this channel roasting that motherfucker. Real talk. We would be going in on that person without any problems whatsoever, because evil is still evil. It transcends race, color, sex, or creed. If somebody's going to do something wrong, someone's going to do something wrong. So that's why I brought it up on the show, because here it is. At the end of the day, it is a conversation that needs to be had when it comes to the sexes. Because yes, you're right. Men are absolute assholes when it comes to when they have money and they can run through girls if they want to because they got options and they have money and look at all the stuff they got. Sure. But then there's also the currency of beauty that women have, that they play against, that they throw on the table as well. Like Brittany Renner. She's sitting here smiling, having a grand old time, happy that she finessed this dude in this way and is taking a child, which is absolutely wrong in my personal opinion, and is using that baby to secure a whole bunch of bags. Then after that, let's just talk about this timeline. She goes on her videos and is like, ha ha ha, this is how I did it and blah blah blah. That's just wrong. Now there's something being said when it's not being said out loud, right? It's when it's on a hum, it's not being out there, right? You know, right? You know that, okay, if Brittany Renner did her thing and she got pregnant and she went off to do her thing, but she never did any videos or written any books, sure, fine. We still know it. But the fact that she's putting out this kind of content adds the evilness to the situation. You see what I'm saying? Because we all do it, or not we all, but like both sexes do it, right? We both do this ish. We both are, if we have the opportunity to be evil, we will have that problem. We will have that opportunity if you have that in your heart. And clearly this woman has a dark soul, or whatever has happened to her whatever happened to her where she's been bamboozled, led astray, run amok, whatever it is, she's taking it out and using it to leverage for her with her baby and everything. Do you see what I'm saying? So
No,
it's not really trying to, I'm not trying to dog a black woman at all on this channel. So let's not get that twisted. I'm not about that life. But if somebody's going to go on their own videos and start acting a damn fool, whether they're black or white, I don't care. I'm going to call them out. And what I see here is something wrong, and it's evil. I don't have time for it. If that was Brittany Renner or Brad Renner, I would not have time for it. But please, Lady Justice, go ahead.
No, and so I know that you wouldn't have time for it. You and I have had these conversations before. Like that's not the issue. My issue is that it seems like when it's women, it gets this over attention to talk about the harms of women, right? And it continues to create problems. And there's no voice on the other end saying, like, look, we have the equivalency on the other side. And we have to talk about the problem of both, right? I'm not condoning what she did. And I know people are in here saying, well, she's using a baby. Like, yes, and this becomes the problem, right? When children get used, but it also becomes the problem when people don't wrap it up. Like, if we want to talk about having healthy relationships and only bringing children into this world when two parents can raise and love that child, then we need to have that conversation. My problem is when we start to use these things that then pit the genders against each other, and we keep elevating these unhealthy standards. I think that's my problem, is we elevate the unhealthy standard that somehow being a high currency man is the it all, when that doesn't necessarily mean high quality and values and morals, right? We elevate aesthetic beauty, extremely beautiful women, right? That exude the highest level of pulchritude, right? We put that there and we say, this is the standard, but beauty doesn't mean high quality and values and morality. So that's my problem, is that we have this conversation and as one of the lowest of the low types of human behavior. But then what happens is when we put women's beauty on a pedestal and don't judge them off of anything else, women like Brittany Renner become the standard of what men chase just because she is beautiful. And that's what I'm saying creates a problem for other women.
I see.
And it would be the same vice versa. This is not healthy. I 100% agree with you. This is not healthy. Right. I just think that we need to start having a balanced view with how we talk about these things.
Fair enough. And that's totally fair. Fair enough. Hence the reason why we're on this show today, to have this fair and open conversation, right? And in no way, I will sit there and say she was acting like the wicked witch of the West, but in no way, shape, or form am I calling her Jezebel or anything of that sort. But real quick, and I do hear you. Hold on real quick, Doctron. I'm going to send it to you, throw it over to you here really, really quick. I just have a couple super chats that I got to go through, okay? Kev Z said trash, because I say trash a lot. So thanks so much for the $5 super chat. I got a couple more. I got to blaze through here real quick, guys. 1 second. Scrolling through. I'm trying to find it because they disappeared. We got another one from Bojangle. $5 super chat. Thank you so much. A lot of deflecting. The only reason people are roasting her is because she is bragging and boasting about finessing the guy. Exactly. No, that's absolutely true. She is most definitely sitting there going, this is how I got away with it type of situation, without actually saying she got away with it. But she is laughing, and it's that evil witch laugh that everybody's like, oh, curses. You know what I mean? Like an old cartoon that you used to watch. The Blind Archer, $20 super chat. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. He says, or they said, nah. Men use women for their beauty, true, and women use men for their money. But the difference is that when women leave, the beauty leaves too. Okay. But Brittany took her beauty away and kept the money through deception. Absolutely. I do agree with that. And yeah, beauty only lasts for so long. It's not forever. We got one more super chat in here. Kev Z back at it again with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, look up the dark triad, psychopathy, Machiavellianism. Machiavellianism. Thank you. Narcissism. This transcends race, sex, or gender. It's a personality trait. Don't be divided. You're absolutely right. It is most definitely a personality trait for sure. People are out here acting a damn fool, doing this kind of thing. Evil is as evil does, right? People out here being evil as hell. We got information man in the house, but I got to throw it over to Darktron69 because I promised him he would have the next word. What are your thoughts on this, Darktron69?
Well, put it this way. The way things going, he has enough evidence to take her to court and take the baby for what she did. So, in a sense, it's not okay to put this child what's going through right now. But in the end, I hope justice be deserved and it goes to the right way. Because what she did, blasted out on that media, social media, it definitely put a taint on her when she goes to court.
Absolutely. I do believe in karma. So I'm hoping that this thing swings back and smacks her right in the ass. That's just what I think.
Yeah.
Real talk. Because I mean, I think it was evil and wrong. And this is the kind of videos that you don't want somebody to get away with it. Does that make sense? You look at it and you're like, ooh, I hope she gets everything she never wanted. You know what I'm saying? Information man, speak on it, man. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm gonna put my clinician's hat on. I'm a therapist by profession. I deal with guys in the prison system. I've dealt with different personalities, criminal personalities, and the personalities of females as well. And someone put in there about the Machiavellian narcissism. Basically, you can chump it up as just this. There's a thing called cluster B personalities, cluster B, cluster C. There's various different personalities where people have all these different traits. And one of the things that's getting overlooked here, because it's easy for people to say, okay, men have been in control. Women manipulate men through their sexual access. We want sexual access to women, and women want our resources. Women control sex, but guess what? Men, we control who's getting married around here. We make that decision, not women. What we have is a female, which is what's wrong with this generation or generations in general, where this generation today is using social media is probably very dangerous for this, because now these women have so much more access to being able to flaunt themselves to thousands of men around the world. You didn't have any OnlyFans page back in the 80s and early 90s. See, I've lived through these eras, okay? And you didn't have this. You had to deal with people straight up. Holding a child from a man, that's the oldest trick in the book, where women, when they do that, is because they really want to, they don't have the strength of a man. They may not even have our power in society. So the only way that they can break us down is to take our lineage from us, meaning the child represents your future. And so the woman will use children to manipulate men, to hurt you, to crush you emotionally, okay? Because they can't hurt us physically, but they can hurt us emotionally. And I think what she's doing is completely wrong, okay? Men manipulate women, right? Both sexes play these games. But this is the difference, though, brother. In our society, women are seen as the weaker sex, right? The weaker vessel. And women are a protective class. Men are not a protective class in this society. So when she did what she did to this brother, how many people like yourself are actually calling this out? You see, when men do women wrong, it's all over so everybody will talk about it, right?
Rap, son.
When women do something ratchet to men, you hear very little echoes about it, because men are seen as powerful, women the weaker sex. And we are seen as the perpetrators of hurting women oftentimes, okay? So this is a serious problem. She's using her sex, but guess what? Guess what? Eventually her sex is going to run out. Her beauty is going to fade away. And when you no longer look that good anymore, what value do you have? This is the problem when women use their sex to get their position, just like men sometimes will use money to gain their position. What does it all really mean down the line? We're playing a lot of psychological manipulation with each other, and I wish we would stop doing that and just be real.
Actually, that's true. I agree with that. I agree with that part. Yes, it is. And here it is. You are not wrong when you say that it's easy for, I mean, let's be real. And I don't want to go into this. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. I really don't. But I just want to use it as an example. If let's just say, let's talk about abuse in general, like domestic violence, domestic abuse. When let's just say a woman is being abused, which is uncalled for and is not right. Abuse in general is not right, period. But I'm just using this as an example. You have a woman that sits there and says, I have been abused, or, goes up to their friend and says, I have been abused. It is definitely, at least the friend or the people that hear about it, try everything they can to protect that woman, right?
Yes.
Protect our women all day long. But
Right.
if the tables were turned, and if the shoe was on the other foot, and a man says he has been abused by his woman,
yes,
it's a little bit of a, there's a little bit of a there's a little bit of hitch in people's step in how fast they respond to that. Actually, there'll be more and more guys out here, or at least more and more trolls out here, that will give that guy crap for not manning up and standing his ground than the other way. You see
I'll
what I'm
give you
saying?
I'll give you a quick example.
But-
I'll give you a quick example. Boys, young men are being molested as well.
Yeah.
By females as well.
R.
You hear
Kelly.
very little about that in society.
Let's use R. Kelly, for example.
Right.
He has allegedly has abused men as young boys as well. And unfortunately, we're not putting that stuff out.
No, that's not being put to the front. Now, I'm not saying this to say that women are not abusing our society. Women should stand up for themselves. I'm not condoling any of that type of behavior. Women and young ladies like this that do what they're doing, there is a psychological component to this. And I think your guest that you had on earlier said it correctly. And that is, she probably was abused from the time she was young in some way or another. And women learn really quickly in our society that they are more valued for their sex appeal and how they look. They learn it very early. Young men, we learn certain things very early as well. And unfortunately, we are culturally conditioned in this society, this culture, to project these kind of behaviors. So young men are touched, but check this out. This is just a basic statement about how males are looked at. Every year they have the pink colors in the NFL. They talk about breast cancer being a big thing that is killing women, and it is, right? There's a big issue. But guess what, brothers and sisters? Actually, men die of cancer more than women do. But yet there is no campaign in the NFL for the health of men as it relates to us dying from cancer. We die of cancer more than women actually do. But the difference is that, unfortunately, we don't advocate for our health and our concerns the way women do. So women tend to get more gain towards them because they beat the pavement about their issues. At the end of the day, I'm going to get ready to get off. At the end of the day, we got to treat ourselves a hell of a lot better. Men, we got to do better in how we deal with women. Women have to do better. But the game is this. Nobody should be manipulating a man for his resources, but at the same time turning around and using a child. Now you put a child into it and you change the whole dynamic. A man has a right to see his child if he's doing the right thing. Women should not manipulate like that. And I'm going to tell you, it's a cautionary tale. Women that do this, when their beauty fades away, they will be thrown away. See, as men, we don't need beauty to maintain our status in society. This may sound sexist. I don't mean to be sexist, but men, we don't need beauty. We maintain our status by what we've accomplished in life. The brother you had on earlier was right. Women are jealous because men, we can make millions of dollars being a talk show host, being an athlete. We can do a lot of stuff without exploiting our bodies and our sexuality. And I think on some psychological level, women are a little angry about that. I'm going to end there. End there.
So the thing is that no, what you're saying is right. And I mean, like I said, ain't trying to get in trouble with nobody.
Yeah.
Here, but those are the facts. Like, for example, and just use this as an example. When I lived in New York and I was doing my thing in New York, a friend of mine, is a commercial director and all that. And he was like, hey, you know what? And I was thinking about moving out to LA at this time. Right.
Oh,
and I had a girlfriend, as well. And he was like, well, how old are you? I'm like, oh, I was in my 20s at the time, and he's like, oh, okay. Well, he's like, honestly, LA will always be there. He's like, how old's your girlfriend? I was like, oh, my girlfriend's X age. He's like, she should go out now. Why? Because the older she gets, the less interested the casting directors are going to be, unless she's like, incredibly talented. Youth in women is much more put on a pedestal than men. Men can be 60 years old and they're still dating someone who's 30. And that's true. We see it all the time. We see these stories all the time because as the man, I mean, we, like I said, we get older, we make more money, we become
we're more desirable
as
we get older
because of our resources and all that stuff. And so there it is. That's just the way the world has been broken down. But of course, when it's also the thing about a woman being fertile. I hate to say it like that, but biologically speaking, men can have babies till they die. Women have a time clock. You see what I'm saying? So we can go on. We can have Steve Harvey, with a big belly. You know what I mean? Gut. I was trying to say gut. A belly, and he's just doing his thing with his big ass mustache on Family Feud till he's 90 years old, and he's still going to be smashing the intern over there. Why? Because he's Steve Harvey, and he has those resources. He has those. I hate using value, but I gotta use it. They got the value. You see what I'm saying? So
let me leave you with this one last point, because I know other folks want to speak and come up on the panel. Yeah, I believe that one of the reasons why our ladies out here are able to cash in on the OnlyFans and they're able to use their sexuality and get away with it is because we have thirsty men. There would not be a market for women to do these things and make money off of it if there were not for thirsty males out here who are looking at these videos, these photos, and getting all hot and bothered over watching women on Instagram. It is men. We got to look at ourselves and hold ourselves accountable for this. We control the type of society and world that we want, men. But if you're going to run out and and this is what I do. If you're spending a lot of time on Facebook and social media, liking all these, giving these likes to women, you're not sleeping with these women. You have no chance of being in the bed with them, quite honestly. They just want to milk you for your money. So why are men on social media giving females that you're never going to meet your money and your likes? Why are you throwing up the money, making it rain? That's goofy.
Because here it is. We are too busy trying to show off like we have like our money is the size of our penis. And so if there's no way of us actually showing that physically to those women, the only way we can do it is to be up here, as Tyler Hackner just said, simping around, throwing out like all this, our money, because this is our way of saying, hey, if I made you feel real good with this money, imagine what I can do face to face with you. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of world that we live in, unfortunately, because like I said, we are a lot of guys lonely, bored, got nothing to do. They're scrolling through their IGs. They see all these beautiful women. A lot of them have filters and they're all photoshopped and all that stuff, picked and prodded and beautified. And they think, well, if the only way I'm going to get this woman is by doing that. Now, here's the thing, though. This is, as Ayunde has said earlier, this is a tale as old as time. We have always put women and beauty on a pedestal, just talking on the men's side and on the women's side, depending on what your flavor is. Okay. We always put the women up on a pedestal as far as sex. Sex sells and will continue to sell. That's why you got people running around buying Girls Gone Wild in the 90s. That's why you got people who are buying OnlyFans right now. That's why you got places like P-Hub and all these other sites that are doing just fine, because guess what? Sex mother loving sells. I'm going to throw it over to Lady Justice. I know you got to jump off, but information man, thank you so much for being on. I
thank
do
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody. Peace.
Lady Justice, what are your thoughts on this?
No, I mean, I'm just now at this point, I'm just sitting and listening. I mean, I've kind of spoken my piece. I don't disagree with anything when it comes to the children. My focus was on the male-female dynamic and relationship.
Sure.
And I think that I just wanted to express more of when it was more for me, like the optics that was irritating me with Authentic Alphas up earlier, Ayunde, was the fact that, these were the women that you were getting to bring on the Fresh and Fit show. Some of them to get Frank Castled. But then you talk about, the Jezebel spirit or the Jezebel woman. I have a problem with that kind of hypocrisy. And that's where I was more like, this just seems this just seems, I'm trying to think of the word, just a little off with not checking that behavior.
No, and I get that. And I know that, you know, how do I say this? Like, okay, so I understand where you're coming from. Obviously that's his personal opinion. I think that, you know, Jezebel stands for other things other than just a misogynoir term. But at the same time, to get an idea of, like, you know, she the devil, you know what I'm saying? She's just evil. But hold on real quick. Stronger Cipher, $5 super chat. Thank you. He said, Jezebel, wicked, shameless woman. Sorry, the young lady doesn't agree with it, but that is what she's exhibiting. So just as far as the term goes, yes, I get what you're saying, you know, because like I said, I didn't know that it was a term that was mainly straight for or is used in is a misogynoir term. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like sapphire, describe sapphires for the angry Black woman. Jezebel is a microaggression for overly sexualized Black women. Like all this is there. I mean, and it's been there for years. And not only that, I remember Jill Scott, and I can't remember who the other two women singers were. I think it was on one of the Black award shows, did a whole performance about this years ago. Like, so I'm not saying anything new under the sun or what it represents. I'm just saying people need to be mindful that, okay, the Bible has one context, but society has a different racialized context. And it's important to also know both of those points.
And that's good to know. And now that I know that, I appreciate you giving me that information. You know, obviously that is his personal opinion, right, and his thoughts on that. And I don't know if he's not here to defend himself on that word. All I know is that I think in my personal opinion, I think that he was just trying to use that as this woman is just straight evil, not a evil Black woman or a highly sexualized Black woman or anything of that sort. I think he was just using it in the biblical terms of, like, she's Luciferian. You know, he was basically saying, like, she the devil. You know what I'm saying? But I do get what you're saying. I do have a couple of super chats I got to jump in here and do. The Blind Archer, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. He says, to your point, men can use women their entire lives and never get locked in. How do women secure the fruits of their beauty within the short time they have? I think that's Brittany's mentality. And you know what? Maybe she's thinking that. Absolutely. Maybe she's sitting there going, hey, you know what? I'm putting in my time, my effort. I am there. I am laughing at his corny ass jokes. I am taking my time to be there and be a supportive listening ear when he needs a listening ear. I'm there to motivate him when he feels down, so on and so forth. That could be it too. Or it could also just be a full-on ploy to secure them bags. Now, we don't know for sure. All we have is a response video like we just saw earlier in the video. I got a couple of super chats, and then I'm going to open it up to everybody. Information Man Show, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He said, the Pascal Show, great show. Thank you. I appreciate you coming up and being a part of the conversation. And I got one more here, I think. Poetic Flaco, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He says, you let the girl come on your show and lie about being victimized by Myron. The lawyer don't like Myron, but even he's seen through her. You not red pill. Guess what? I'm not. Surprise, surprise. Never been red pill. I don't categorize myself as a red pill man. So just so you know, I am not. And then also here it is. Wait, being victimized by blah, blah, the lawyer don't like Myron, but even seen through her. He seen through her. Okay. Well, Poetic Flaco, let me tell you this. Let me tell you something really quick. When she came onto my show, I was trying to be fair. My interview with her was to be fair and even. That's why I had that interview. I was not there to try to roast her, try to belittle her, try to take her down. I wanted to hear the story so that you guys could consume it and come up with your own conclusion. Yes, I saw some stuff that were some red flags, but I was not there. I was not a vessel to go and start roasting her on my show. She came onto the show to talk about her side of the story, whether that is the truth or not the truth. But she did it right here. That's it. And yeah, I'm not red pill. Sorry to break that to you. Sorry for the bad news, but I am not. Nor will I ever categorize myself as such. I'm here to have conversations, open conversations with like-minded individuals. And if you're not in that realm, I guess go back over to Fresh and Fit. You know what I'm saying? No offense. Do your thing. Like I said, I'm here to have conversations with people and be real. I had a real conversation with her. She just decided to allegedly lie about that ish. So there it is. You know, I can't control her words. All I can do is control the interview and ask her the questions that everybody was asking when it went viral at that moment. So, Darktron69, what are your thoughts?
Well, here's another thought. This might be a little bit off topic, but if you look at our society now, and you look back in like 30 years in the 90s, where social media wasn't irrelevant, that really explosive. Now, if you look at my grandparents, they're married for like 40 plus years. And you look at the marriages that happen now with social media, I feel like social media is a cancer of society right now because it's easy extended information so rapidly. You could put a lot of information out there. You could expose people a lot quicker. And I just find it's going to get worse. The more years our technology goes, it's going to get worse.
You know, I think that if there is a moment where we can all just get along, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't we all just get along, baby? Can't we all just get along?
And
I think if we stop trying to find ways to finesse each other or try to con each other or try to do like, you know, like a poetic Flacco was saying, like, you know, clout chasing and all that. If we were all would stop doing those kind of things, I think we would have a different world, you know. But then I guess, you know, for those fools that are out there that get fooled by those types of people, I guess there wouldn't be any conversations to be had anymore. We wouldn't be having this video. We wouldn't be talking about that right now, right? So, you know, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got people out here that are going to do whatever they can to get in people's pants, right? Or to get that money. And I feel like when it comes to Brittany Renner, maybe she felt like her shelf life is expiring. I don't see it. I don't see it personally, but maybe she just wanted to have something a little bit more as far as stability for her. And she thought by having a child, this is the way to do it. But at the same time, let me play devil's advocate here really quick. Because, you know, I try to be a fair man. I really do try to be a fair man. So let's get it. What if PJ Washington's a jerk? What if she met him, thought he was cute, all that? Let's think in the world of, let's just say she's just a nice individual. All right. She meets him. She thinks he's cute. Sparks fly. They get together. He signs a big ass deal. She's thinking, I'm set for life. They continue doing their thing. Suddenly, out of nowhere, he's out here. He's doing his thing. He's traveling. He's playing. He's doing his thing. But then he's going out and doing his thing. If you get what I'm saying, she catches him, or he confesses to her. God knows how it's done, but he keeps running and doing things to her over and over and over again. And then randomly out of nowhere, let's just be real, things do happen. Sometimes a guy's pull-out game is not strong, or sometimes the prophylactic breaks. And suddenly she's pregnant. I'm just playing this other side. Suddenly she's pregnant. But he been running around slinging his wayward D on other girls. So she's going, well, F it. I don't think I want to have this kind of life, like married to this guy. Like I said, devil's advocate here, playing it just for fun. So she's going, I'm so tired of being screwed over all the live long day. And now I'm preggers. You know what? F it. I'm going to get him for every single cent he got, because I am not going to sit here and be another one of those girls that he just ran through and he got to do what he wanted to do. Now he's off running off with all these other girls. Just saying. Just saying. What if that was the possibility too? We got to play it out there, y'all. And now she's playing the role of the victim, of the villain, not the victim, the villain. And so she's going, F it. Y'all want this to be me, so F it. I'm going to play it. I'm done with all the trolls. I'm done with everybody talking ish on me. F it. Here it is, y'all. Ha 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 ha. The whole villain laughing everything. What if? I'm just playing out the option. That option right now. What if? But at the same time, that's not what we're all seeing. That's not what we're seeing. Timeline does not make sense to me. It's showing something completely different. We could play them. She was a nice girl and she was being no, I don't see it. Personally, I don't.
Not to her character. Hell no.
No, not with her character. Especially when she got a book out here. Especially when she got videos about how to snag dudes like this. And what's crazy is, like I said before, there's going to be women and men. Let's be real. Plenty of men that are out here trying to scoop up an Oprah out here. Let's be real. They're consuming that information.
Yep. Look at Bill Gates.
Yep. We have got to stop manipulating each other. Information Man show was exactly right. We got to stop manipulating each other. Real talk. That's the end of it. You know, that's the end of it. Lady Justice, thoughts?
Yeah. So I was just thinking about what you said when you were playing the devil's advocate. And just I would argue this for the same, I was arguing this, I had said it in the comment earlier, but I would argue this in the same that, impact sometimes means far more than intent, right? And if for example, she was like, F it, I'm being mistreated, I'm going to do what I do. This is what's happening. And you're saying, okay, well, we don't see it. Well, then that means it's important for people to try to align their intent with their impact. And even if that is the case, she still needs to be accountable for her behavior. Regardless, at the end of the day, people need to be accountable for their behavior. And I would just argue that in both sides, the impact of all of this is far reaching. The child is impacted, PJ is impacted, and she is impacted. And none of us, because we were not in that relationship, we're not in that parental relationship, we won't ever know the full intent of it.
Absolutely.
We just won't. So it becomes incumbent upon people who are making their laundry, they're putting their dirty laundry out there. They're going to have to be accountable. And if you want people to see your side as being truth, your intent has to match your impact. If it doesn't, then it's going to be a cruel world for people.
You know what? You beautifully said, Lady Justice. That's absolute facts. Information Man show is on here. I'm going to pull him up for real quick, and then I got to let you guys go. Last thoughts, Information Man show.
What I wanted to say, reason why I came back up, because see, men in the community, men on the streets, we don't talk like this. We don't get caught up into putting ourselves into labels. I know this is the thing on social media. Everybody likes to use the labels red pill, which basically means that you are aware of female nature. You see the world for what it is and not what you want it to be. Blue pill, we know, is someone that's a simp and all of that. But to me, how about just be a goddamn man?
Thank you.
Why do we need labels? I didn't grow up that way. I learned everything about manhood from the brothers and the black men in my community, the barbershop, my father, my uncles. I got 15 uncles who taught me the game. And they didn't say, hey, you're a red pill now. They just said, you're a man, my son.
Yep.
Come on, let's be men. We don't need labels. Just learn female nature, just like women learn male nature, and be aware of the pitfalls. You don't need goofy labels and little goofy stuff like that, man. Thank you.
Information Man, I'm so tired of it because, here it is. I still go to bed. I don't get like, and I'll still wake up being who I am. I'm not.
You're a man.
I don't wake up and roll out of bed and put on my red pill T-shirt, walk out, brush my, my teeth with some red pill toothpaste, eat a couple waffles that are filled with red pill. No, I'm not that. I'm me. I have
most men that are about building a community.
When you look at somebody,
go ahead, brother.
When you look at somebody like Abba and Preach, they don't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm red pill," or "I'm part of the manos." I mean, here it is. Respect to anybody who is in the red pill realm or in the manosphere realm. I'm not here trying to dog any of those guys. None of them. But at the same time, I'm a free-thinking black man. This is what I do. I want to talk about things that motivate me or inspire me or make me itch or aggravate me or make me want to talk about certain things. If it happens to go over into the manosphere world, does not mean I'm manosphere. And it does not mean I'm red pill, blue pill, black pill, purple pill. Don't matter. I am me putting in my own personal opinions. And that's how it is. We are all our own individuals. Like any person that watches this show or watches other shows that are a part of the manosphere, they don't walk around going, "Oh, I'm manosphere." No, you walk around and you're like, "Hi, I'm Chris. Hi, I'm Tom. Hi, I'm Susan." Whatever. Right. You're part. You're just you. These are the things that you watch. These are the things that you agree or disagree with, and that's it. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah,
you'll see me talk about freaking the Care Bears for crying out loud if it's something controversial. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think as a man, you should be aware of the pitfalls of our society, be aware of the pitfalls that you can have with women in relationships and all of those things. I think to be a man, you should never put yourself in a box, because being a man is that you are multi-dimensional in many ways. So as a man, I don't need to put myself in a label, because being a man, being masculine is an action. It's your behavior and how you move through life. And I don't need anybody to label me to know what I am. Facts. Because I learned this from men on the streets, men in my community, not somebody on social media teaching me. I didn't need someone on social media to teach me any goddamn thing. It was my 15 uncles, my father, who taught me what it is to be a man. And being a man is about building family, raising family, and accomplishing something that builds a family structure and leaving a legacy behind. That's being a man, in my opinion, period. But brother, great show. I'm getting off of here. I just had to come up here and say that, because I'm like, that we get too much into this jargon too much.
Right.
We're just saying, just keep it 100% real. It's about being a man.
I agree.
You're understanding what manhood is. Take care.
Pascal, can I just add something really quick? Please. I literally almost said the same exact thing in the chat earlier as a response to someone who was saying that, you should take X, Y, and Z pill. And I was just like, and that people are stuck in the matrix because they don't take a pill. And I'm like, people are stuck in the matrix because they think one way of thinking is what works. I think any one colored pill can be harmful to critical thinking and intellectual expansion. I don't like labels, and I would say the same thing for the ladies in the opposite of what the Information Man show was saying, is that, what makes a woman isn't necessarily a pink pill, right?
Right.
I like to dress kind of tomboy style, but people tell me all day long I'm one of the most nurturing, giving, soft people that they know, loyal, compassionate, which would, if you're labeling it, it does fit some of those what people label pink pill qualities, but I'm just me. And I think that's what people need, is they need to find good mentors. They need to have a good therapist. They need to heal poor relationships with family members or friends or whomever, and just grow to be better people, and stop thinking you have to be labeled. Just focus on what it takes to expand your mind, expand your heart, and be a decent human being.
I agree completely. I feel like we are so busy focusing on other things, on trying to stay within the confines of this box that we all put ourselves into, whatever these categories are, Republican, Democrat, red pill, pink pill, whatever pill, any of those things, instead of just being human, just being a free thinking human being. Like, these conversations I am bringing up because I want us to talk about things so that you guys are able to have an open conversation, have open thoughts, and be able to take these, whatever you these conversations. Hopefully you do retain and learn something from these conversations. You're able to take this and bring it out into the world so that the world can be a little bit better, right? Taking this and bringing it out to your home, because some of us need to start focusing on what's going on inside of our households. Some of us are like some of us are not taking care of our house and home and making sure that the foundation is there. We don't have that nowadays, forever. We are in that time that we need to start taking these conversations, bringing them into our world so that maybe somebody's needing that conversation. Maybe somebody's needing to hear that. Sometimes maybe it's you that needs to have that conversation, so that you need to change whatever it is that you need to change within yourself, so that your household, your home, your friends, your community can be appreciated, can appreciate you a little bit more. Dark Tron 69, what are your thoughts? Last thoughts?
I think people forgot to know how to be human. That's what I think, because with all the social media and everything and projecting their image that's out there, they want to project their image, but they forgot how to be human.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that we are so busy getting on these social media platforms and using them for the wrong instead of using them for the good. And I totally agree with that, Darktron 69. Thank you so much for being on, my brother. Thank you.
No problem, man. Appreciate it. Thank you,
right.
everybody. Have a good night.
You too, man. Peace. Okay. I got one more caller in here, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Before the billions, what's up, man?
Hey, I didn't know that you were heading out, man.
It's okay, brother. We're just gonna make this one really, really quick.
Yes.
Real quick.
All right. So,
where are you calling in from? Real quick.
Calling in from Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay. ATL.
Southside Atlanta.
I love it. Good to see you, man. Your thoughts, real quick.
All right. So, overall, I shared this story with my little brother and my cousin as a way of showing them how not to move, because overall, Brittany Renner, just the people who she associates with, such as Tiana Trump and her profession, that like who somebody hangs out around should really show you, like, okay, are they a person who is credible? Are they a person who has a good frame or good morals? All those kind of things you have to kind of look into and take into account, especially all the videos that she had posted about her using people, the book that she came out with. So PJ Washington, I feel bad for him, but I can't feel too bad because it's not like he hadn't been warned. So
I lost you before the billions.
I try to do. So
say that last piece.
Oh,
because you just completely cut out.
Sorry. So I was saying I shared that information with my little brother and my cousin to let them know how not to handle relationships and what to look out for in the dating market. So that's what I do.
You know what? And I'll say this too. That is, probably that's one of the only good things about this video that she made, is showing how some people really are, right? That there are, and I like I said, I love my women. I love the ladies. I love my family that are here on the show, the Pascal Show family. To the women, I love you. But some women do act like this. Some women are like this. So when it does come out, this video, something like this, yes, it's something that we can use as a teachable moment. Absolutely. Hence the reason why we have this right now. Hence the reason why we are watching it and talking about it, because there are evil people out here that literally think just like her. And it's not just women. There's also men that think this way as well, right? Just on the other side. Some guys will not even take responsibility for the child that they even created. They had fun making them, but they don't want to be there for the 18 years, child rearing and taking care of that child. That is like, I don't want anything to do with it. Leave me be. So that's the thing. Bringing up this video and showing it to your brother and saying, hey, we got to be careful out here. Yes, we should be using this. Absolutely. Even though it has some negativity to it, we could use it as a positive. so that men, just speaking for the men right now, men can sniff out these types of people, because some people are out here only just for the bags and they don't care about anything else. It's kind of sociopathic, don't you think? It's
Yeah,
a
I
little
agree.
sociopathic. You know what I'm saying? That somebody's going, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna do my thing and blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah,
wait
a
a
young
second.
person.
Wait a
Yeah.
second. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wait a second. Hold on. You know, you're really gonna be like this? Like, now that we see something like this, it just, like I said, it exposes that world just a little bit, so that maybe some of these kids, some of these guys that are young, that think they can never get any better, right? Get finessed, right? Get finessed into a situation like what happened to PJ Washington. And it's sad. It's messed up. And she is literally, she connected all the dots and got what she wanted at the end of the day. And what I feel so sad about, let's be real, I feel really sad for the kid more than anything, because now the kid is just a prop. And it makes me wonder how Brittany Renner is going to be as a mother. Yes, I said it. I know y'all are going to be like, oh, snap. Oh, how could he sit there and say that? You know, blah, blah, blah. But real talk, think about it. How is she really going to be as a mother if she's willing to hold her child like this? I'm not sitting here saying she's like an evil woman and she's going to treat her like trash, treat the baby like trash. But think about it. If you're willing to hold your child out there like a piece of meat, dangling the child out there so that you can get $200,000 a month in alimony and child support, what kind of mother are you? What kind of are you? And here it is. Sorry to end this conversation in a negative way, but there's a lot of people out there that think exactly like Brittany Renner. And a lot of girls out there, sorry to say it, that think or hope to even get a small inkling of what Brittany Renner got. Before the billions, thank you so much for being on. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You have a blessed one, man. And next time, get on early, mother lover. Damn. Okay.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Stay blessed, man. Peace. So there you have it, guys. You know, I wanted to say big thank you to everyone who came on. Thank you to Ayunde for being on and being a part of the conversation. It really does mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's out in Mexico right now, having the time of his life, like just kicking it, having fun in Mexico. And hopefully he's doing what he needs to do. All right. And you know, here it is. People that I have on the show, you know, I'll just say this out loud. A lot of people that I have on the show in the next couple weeks that I have coming around the bend, they're not, here it is. Me and that guest aren't going to see eye to eye all the time. And a lot of the guests that I have are not going to say exactly what you want to hear, right? But it's important to hear that side of the story. It's important to hear those perspectives, because there's other people out here in the world that speak differently, that don't think the way I think, that don't think the way that you think, right? So I do appreciate all you guys for being so patient and understanding and willing to hear these sides of the story. Because like I said, some people are a little bit harsher than me. You know what I mean? And some people are a little bit softer than me, right? But I do appreciate you guys for being on. But like I said, these people are going to be coming on, being a part of the conversation. And it's going to be, like I said, that's what a show is all about, right? You know, it's not always going to be an echo chamber. All right. So again, to every single one of y'all, and I wish some of the ladies came on too. I would have loved to hear some more ladies' perspective on this conversation. I wish some of y'all came on, but like I said, ladies, don't be shy. You know what I'm saying? Lady Justice can't only be the only brave soul in this group willing to have this conversation. I'll just say that. You know what I'm saying? She ain't the only one. I know that. So definitely jump on and talk. You know what I'm saying? And yes, we are not here at all to bash women at all. We're just here to talk about the realities of how human beings really are. The battle, like the difference between cats and dogs, and how men are and how women are. And in particular conversation, it just happens to be covering a very terrible human being that happens to be a female. Let's be real. Okay? So, anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all. If y'all still here, before you leave, hit that like button down below. That would really mean a lot. I'd love to see go past 150, if that's even possible. All right, I see 100 or so of you still in the house. Please go hit that like button down below. And then, of course, you know, like I said, if you haven't done it yet and you've been seeing the show and you're going, hey, you know, I like the conversations and the arguments and the blah, 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 and the people that are coming in and out of the, please do me that favor. Hit that subscribe button, baby. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Damn. We working hard out here in these streets, man. Holding it down. Anyway, I love all you guys. The Pioneers said, great show, Pascal. Thanks for coming on. Hey, I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate the conversation. All of them. Okay? All of them. All right? Y'all be wonderful out there. Stay blessed. Stay wonderful. All right? Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.